Many skills, such as caring for offspring, are innate. But would bumblebees also be able to solve a completely new task, which a crow could master? Sugar water is added to artificial flowers for an experiment. Then 6 bumblebees are let into the box. Gradually, they each realize that there is a reward to be had here. In step 2, an obstacle in the form of a plexiglass plate blocks access to the reward. The bumblebees can still see it, but no longer reach it. Initially, they ignore the thread.
Es ist halt bei diesem Versuch so, dass das Tier nicht...
The thing about this experiment is that the animal isn't just moving towards a food source. It has to learn a new movement to get to the food, in this case pulling on a thread.
...einen Faden ziehen zu müssen. Und das ist halt eine Art...
Solving this problem to obtain a reward is something that a bee or bumblebee has never had to do in its evolutionary history.
...näheren Geschichte, in ihrer Stammesgeschichte lösen musste.
So, will they figure out how to pull on the thread? Bumblebee number 81 gives it a try. After just 3 minutes, she gets it, and the others follow suit. The conclusion: just like clever crows, tiny insects know how to use a tool to get a reward.
Very impressive. We knew that people would be surprised.
Although he still has many critics, Chitka's research has revolutionized the way we look at bumblebees and other insects. There are around 1 million insect species on Earth. They are invertebrates, and for the most part they have 6 legs and a 3-part body. One species that was domesticated by humans around 7,000 years ago is the honeybee. A bee colony is also known as a superorganism. Its synergy makes very complex behavior possible. As a community, they can achieve more than as individuals. Together, bees can, for instance, regulate the hive's temperature by fluttering their wings. But keeping it at a constant 35 degrees is only possible with a sophisticated plan. To achieve this, select bees must position themselves in strategic places. Every bee has a clear task. The queen has a less glorious job than her title suggests. She lays pencil-shaped eggs and inspects the brood combs. She can live up to 5 years and will usually only mate once during her lifetime. Drone bees hatch from fertilized eggs, and worker bees hatch from unfertilized. A queen can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day. 21 days after she lays the eggs, a worker bee hatches. It struggles to free itself from the brood comb. But as soon as it does, it will have to get to work. The workers set the tone in the bee colony. In summer, 30 to 50,000 of them live together in the hive. After hatching, they take care of hygiene, air conditioning, and feeding the larvae. Later, they guard the entrance against intruders. After 2 to 3 weeks, they turn into field bees and provide the community with nectar and pollen. The males, or drones, have huge eyes. In summer, 2,000 to 6,000 drones live in the hive. Their whole existence revolves only around one thing: During what's known as the nuptial flight, they fly out with newly hatched young queens and mate with them. Bee colonies are strictly organized, as they have been for the last 100 million years. The bees have an innate sense of how to construct the honeycomb. Each octagonal cell has exactly the same dimensions. There's no need for engineers or construction plans. They simply know how to do it. Still, anyone who studies honeybees intensively will ask themselves if they really do everything instinctively. Tomasz Radetzky has kept bees for 40 years, and through the Aurelia Foundation advocates for a more natural approach. This means allowing bees to build their own honeycombs instead of using man-made ones. His wife, Daniela, shares his passion.
It's all fresh nectar. Look. Linden.
Bees can fly up to 5 kilometers to collect the pollen, which sticks to their bodies. A single bee can pollinate up to 1,000 flowers a day. They bring the nectar back to the hive, where it's stored and turned into honey within a few weeks. The field bees are the life insurance of the bee colony. If they couldn't find their way back, all the bees would starve. That's why they have to be master navigators.